Welcome to Cards on Blast. Now, here's your hosts, JT and the Bird.
Welcome into Cards on Blast, episode number 7. You're hanging with your guys, JT and the Bird. Hey, first, we want to thank each and every one of you for hanging out with us today, taking your hard-earned time, spend it with us. What's going on, Bird? How you doing, buddy?
Oh, man, so glad Monday's done. But happy to be doing this at the end of the day instead of anything else that requires effort. This is a lot of fun.
I'm with you, man.
You know, this is the best part of my Mondays is doing this. So, pretty excited to be here and excited that our YouTubes are up and doing great. I love that you made some new shorts.
Yes.
On there. We love a little B. Arthur and some John Rathman. So that's exciting.
The trading card god slapping us in the head for making a mistake and then making it awesome, right?
Hey, that's it. Sometimes, lemonade out of lemons or something, whatever,
God gives you lemon, you make lemonade, buddy.
That's the one. Now you know.
We squeezed it out.
So
topic for episode 7 today, breaking the future. We're going to be discussing the live card breaking with Fanatics Live and Whatnot. Is this the future of collecting? Yeah, that's
I mean, we're gonna put some cardboard on the ground. We're gonna break down so much.
That's right, man. You better start spinning. You better get some linoleum or something out. Like always, of course, we'll bring to you our staple segments. Crack that pack. We'll check what we got in the stack, and of course, our card pulls of the week. And hey, just some hobby news to get to. Yeah, we got a lot of news actually today, Bird. Did you see this?
We have some news. Okay,
there's some news, buddy.
Can't wait. Let's hear it.
And now, hobby headlines.
Okay, new drop. It's the first I've heard it. This is amazing.
New
I
drop.
like it.
Shout out to the voice guy, Duffman. He is the hero of the deep voice here. Just a little bit highlighting some of your hobby headlines this week. We got some new releases since our last episode, and it looks like there's a ton of stuff that came out and is coming out in the very, very near future here. Looks like we got the 2024 Panini National Treasures Baseball. 2024 Topps Resurgence Football, 2023 Upper Deck, 23-24 Upper Deck. Why would that be coming out now?
I'm not sure. Maybe they pushed it a year. Maybe they did a double release.
Yeah, there's also some 2024 Panini.
Or it's a typo. It could be a typo.
It could be a typo. Hey, look out for your 2025 cards, which may be coming. Could be a typo on our notes here. We apologize. We also got some new releases coming this week here. Wait, what? That's what that said, right?
So let me ask. One of the releases that came out was 2024 Panini Impeccable Live Golf.
Yes.
How do you feel? Do you like the Live Golf situation?
I think I've only watched one live golf tournament and about 2 hours of it, and that was about it. And
yeah,
it's all right. It's like a bunch of boys out there playing with music and
it's like Happy Gilmore, right? Pretty much like exciting.
There you go. That's a good analogy. Yes,
it's interesting. I'm not sure what the future of golf is. If it's the party or if it's the old-fashioned stuffy PGA continuing along.
The old-fashioned stuff you will always win in golf. I have this feeling because once guys get old, they get kind of sick of all the young or rambunctious crap, and they just want to go out there and enjoy themselves. That's me anyway, most of the time. We got some more releases here. Looks like 24-25 Panini Select Series Soccer for all the soccer fans. Bird, your kids should be into that. We got the 24-25 Topps Chrome. What is this? UEFA Club
UEFA,
Competitions?
UEFA,
That's soccer as well.
Soccer.
Okay. We got 24-25 Topps Royalty Basketball. We got some more news on that coming up in a little bit. 24 Topps Signature Class Football on 5/16. Looks like those last few are releasing all on 5/16. And if you're into NASCAR racing, Donruss is releasing their 2025 NASCAR cards as well. Boy, that's a lot of products to drop this week, man.
I was in a local card shop this weekend, and I was talking to the guys there, and I can't believe how many products drop on a weekly basis. Like, at some point, there's so many products that drop, you can't even enjoy the product that just dropped, the week before, because there's another one coming out the next week, and it's like, holy cow.
Right.
And one of the ones you mentioned that came out earlier this week was Topps Resurgence Football. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about that later when we get to know what you got in the stack.
Okay.
So,
little preview for everybody there.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't blow your wad just yet there, buddy.
Whoa. Too early for that.
We got some marketplace news. Looks like a 2019 Panini Chronicles Ja Morant rookie card is gone viral for who's in the background. Now, I don't know why it took so long for them to find this, but all of a sudden this card's going viral for the many, many faces that you might know in the background of this card. Michael Orr, his parents are in the back of this card. Okay.
Left tackle for or was it the Ravens that drafted him originally?
Yes. What was the movie that was made about him?
The Blind Side.
The Blind Side, right? Thank you, sir. Crunchy Black, who I'm not sure who that is, but it sounds like a rapper from Memphis, I'm guessing. Todd Bridges, I think he's a comedian. And then Key Glock and Young Dolph, and I believe those are both rappers as well. And I think Young Dolph has since passed away, if I'm not mistaken. But all those people are in the back of this rookie card, and all of a sudden it's going viral. Like, what took 6 years for this thing to go viral? That's insane. It's almost like the whole Menendez brothers in the Mark Jackson card back in the day.
Wow. Who knows why people find these things randomly and decide, this is the card that's going to make a difference. Right. Because of all these folks in the back.
Hey, I bet you somebody would find more value in that card now that it has all these people in it that I guess are recognizable. Big card. Oh, go ahead, Bert. I'm so sorry.
That's okay, man. Thinking about it, is Ja still super collectible?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I know he had some issues there for a minute, but he's been back for most of this year, as far as I know.
Sure.
But I'm just wondering how collectible he still is.
He's still a star player, man. And his rookie card, it's always going to be worth something, So and that's a rookie card right there. So,
and even if it's not, the background is.
It's just the background. Exactly. Yeah, you're paying for Michael Orr's parents is what you're paying for.
That's right.
Some big card sales on eBay. Bert, I stumbled upon this kind of accidentally, and I don't even know how, but I found an Eminem autograph foil. There's only 30 of these ever made from the Complex Gas trading cards. It's a Slim Shady parallel, so it's like a silver parallel of this card signed by Eminem, right? Now, this is ungraded. It was $6,499, all right? They found a Gem Mint 10 that's for sale as well for $9,000. So I found this on eBay, right? And I liked it. And about 3 hours after I liked it, I got a notification saying the guy would drop $500 if I was to buy this card. Now I'm not buying this card. All right, I got to come out of house and home and not eat for a freaking year to buy this card. But it is really cool. I'd love to have a Eminem autographed card. That's pretty random.
Yeah.
I would say.
What year was this thing? Does it say when it came out originally?
It does not say a year, but looking at the picture and the Slim Shady, he's got the bleached hair. I'm guessing it's got to be early 2000s.
Yeah, I was like, man, you got to find that on a break somewhere and get into it and hope to win it.
Yeah,
but that's pretty different as far as it's no B. Arthur, but it's pretty good.
And we're working on getting a B. Arthur card to display here on the show. Just FYI, it has now become a thing. So if anybody knows of any cheap B. Arthur cards out there or has any laying around, let us know, man. We'd love to check it out. I think we found one on eBay, but we're both a little scarce to come out of pocket for it at the moment, I think, for B. Arthur.
I mean, if it was Betty White, I'm there.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Betty White's she's an American treasure.
That's right.
Little noteworthy buzz that's going down. Topps has just announced that their NBA license activates in October of 2025. Look out for the monopoly coming, buddy.
It's going to be pretty exciting to see what they do with their Topps product and what happens to Panini after that takes over. So, I heard some talk about, maybe this would be the year to collect more of those Panini cards.
Sure.
Because of, it's the last year in production with the licensing.
I agree. And I heard that as well. I can't remember who said it, but it was pretty insightful the way they said it. Way more insightful than the way we're going to go about it. We're just bringing you the news, baby. So if you want to pick up those Panini NBA cards this year, it's going to be the last year in the foreseeable future that they are going to have the licensing for the NBA. So either that or you switch over to Topps and let Fanatics just rule the world, because that's what it seems like they're trying to do here.
Maybe they'll do it better. Maybe they'll do it better than now. But, who knows? Maybe product prices are going to go through the roof. Who knows?
That's right. Well, that's all the news we got for you today. I think we'll jump right into our staple segment. We're going to crack that pack, baby. Let's go.
Time to crack that pack, where we open a pack live.
All right, since I'm always giving Bird a hard time about not coming prepared, it was me this time.
Thank you for this. I've been waiting for you to forget to bring a pack one time.
Just rub it in while you can, man. Come
on. You're lucky. Today I was on top of it. I've got more packs than I know what to do with.
Okay.
But the one we're going to open, because we're talking about breakers, is I actually got in on a break a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
And they sent me my product last week. I did not open it because I wanted to kind of open it on the show and see kind of what I got. Because the truth is I bought into some teams and I have no idea what I actually got.
So you did a team break and kind of you selected
a few different teams.
Okay.
Yeah,
we'll
talk
go
more
over
about
how all that works later.
Yeah,
let's let Bird crack his pack here and give us hopefully something cool that he's just preying on at the moment. Fingers crossed for you, big man, for sure.
So first of all, the product I was bidding on was Topps Heritage.
Okay.
So
you like those cards? We all like those cards.
I do. Yeah. And so these are the 2024 Topps Heritage. And the first card I got when you open a hobby box is they give you a big card. And so I've got this large Nick Gonzalez rookie card, which you can see my head is gigantic and this card is almost as big as my head. So that's telling you a lot. And when the card is almost as big as my head.
That's a pretty big card. Is that like a refractor too, or is that just like pink?
No, it's just a straight rookie card on the large product, but they did list it to cards on blast, which is what I was bidding under. Because I want to get our name out there. So I was like, hey, let's be under cards on blast when bidding.
Smart man here.
Now, I mean, right here off the top, you see these cards are packed in this nice little cellophane wrapper here.
Okay.
And we open that, and right on top is a rookie card of Paul Skeens. So not mad about that. So he is just his rookie base card, but still pretty freaking cool. Okay. I will take pictures of all these as we get here.
Of course.
Jonathan Clase rookie card. We got some other base stuff. I'm not going to go through everybody. Doesn't look like anything crazy. All right, we got a Jared Jones rookie card, pitcher for the Pirates. So that guy. And then on the back, oh, look at that. Another Paul Skeens. But this one's his rookie performers card. That's exciting.
That's fire.
So, 2 Paul Skeens out of the same set. I obviously must have got the Pirates based on the large card, the Jared Jones, and the 2 Paul Skeens. I also got the Mariners, it appears.
Okay.
And I have a second pack that
Mariners
came in
pack?
here. No, this is more of the what I because I was in on a couple different auctions.
Got it. You saw some Mariners cards there just a second ago, and
I did.
Worth mentioning. Got
it. Nothing crazy. Yeah. I mean, it looks like I had the Mariners in this one. Let's see. Who did I have here? I had the Mariners, and I had the Pirates in that one. So this next set, however, looks like I had the Padres. And
potentially very good here.
I got Luis Reyes, Fernando Tatis Jr., Joe Musgrove, Jake Cronenworth, Dylan Cease, Jerkson
Cease.
Profar, All right. Well, let's see. What do we got here? So here's the ones the people that do these breaks will sleeve the cards that they believe are worth something. Looks like I also had the White Sox in this auction. I had a Gavin Sheets, Garrett Crochet, Andrew Vaughn. I'm wondering, this Gavin Sheets card the writing is in red. No, it's so different. Just writing in red. All right, so let's see what I got sleeved up here. We got a Matt Waldron rookie card, Padres pitcher. We got a Yuki Matsui pitcher for the Padres. That's also a rookie. Graham Pauley, rookie third baseman for the Padres. And a Nick Nastarini from the White Sox, also a pitcher. Now, down here from the Blue Jays, we got a Yariel Rodriguez, a Cam Eden. Okay, here we go. We got a little bit better here. So we have a Luis Patino, number 487 of 699, pitcher for the White Sox. So we got that kind of glossy chrome look to it.
Yep.
And behind that, we have a Jackson Merrill rookie card, outfielder for the Padres. Never a bad card to get. And it appears as though, and I seem to remember this, I actually got the auto, or one of the autos out of that hobby box. Alejandro Kirk, catcher for the Blue Jays.
All right.
That one's got the blue ink on card auto.
Nice.
So yeah, not a bad little setup there, and
autos are always good, man. I mean,
yeah.
You could pull 100 boxes, never get an auto.
Yeah, I know the hobby boxes for Heritage, you get autos. I think you get 2 per set, or per box. But you never know. You never know who you're going to get. So, but it's always cool to get an actual auto on card.
Nice.
And go from there.
So I don't necessarily have a pack to crack, but I did open some packs this weekend. I got a mega box of the Panini Premium Stock 2024-25. I like those cards a lot. Said that on the show here. But I was I was kind of mad. Okay. So it's not often you pull a multi-wave card, right? Really shiny, orange. I'll throw one up on the YouTube just so everybody can see what I'm talking about with a multi-wave card, right? And I've only pulled, in total now, with this one I pulled over the weekend, 3. Of all the card boxes I've bought of that, I've only pulled 3 of those cards, right? Now, I have 2 Lou Dort multi-wave cards. Let alone did I need 1 Lou Dort multi-wave card. Now I have 2. What are the freaking odds, man? It's so annoying, honestly.
I think Lou Dort, and I think I heard this on one of our local radio shows here in the Sacramento area, was talking about how you always get Lou Dort.
He was exactly saying that.
He was. Mm-hmm. And I think that, Lou Dort is the Jermaine Burton of the NFL, like for the NBA. I don't know if you know Jermaine Burton for the Bengals. But every product I've opened of 24, 25, or 24 stuff for NFL just is absolutely loaded with Jermaine Burton. And I think NBA is the Lou Dort version of that.
I think you're right. And, I'm going to shout him out because I absolutely heard him say that. It's Whitey from Sacktown Sports, KHTK, 1140. Whitey said that on the trading card show that they do. True Card Sports show, cards. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And with the guy Emran,
or Ermin if you're at the Tops convention. They they flipped his name around. So, but Emran.
We're going to try to get him on the show one of these days. And
we are. I talked to him this weekend actually.
Absolutely, so yes. Something to look forward to. But he specifically said, I don't need a Lou Dort card, and that's exactly how I felt when I pulled that. Like I wanted to scream that so loud, buddy. It is what it is. It is what it is. So I don't have a crack pack here for today. I did come a little unprepared, or I got a little overzealous and couldn't save a pack. And who the hell wants to watch me pull another Lou Dort card anyway? So it is what it is. But hey, Bird, that was a pretty cool crack, that pack. A little unconventional, but I like it. That was cool.
Right. Right, a little bit different, but that's okay. I thought it'd be fun to really get into that since we're talking about breaking.
Absolutely. And hey, what a good segue. We're going to break right into the breaking talk here. Yes, break it, Bird. Break it, baby. Is this the future of card collecting? It breaking, these live breaks. So I have to be honest with you. When you told me we were doing the segment, or doing the show, excuse me, about this, I had to jump on it and kind of see what this was about. I never messed with it before. So you told me, hey, go download Fanatics Live, go download the Whatnot app. And so I went and got those. I have not been on Fanatics Live yet, but I've been all over Whatnot since for 4 days now.
Yeah, since Friday probably.
Okay. A little hesitant to pull the trigger, but I did on one, and we'll share that a little bit later. But all in all, I do think it's a pretty cool concept. I mean, why don't we discuss some of the biggest names out there, the streamer guys that are out there?
So yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool. You got, first of all, Fanatics, Whatnot. They're definitely two separate entities. Fanatics is very much Topps ran. It's that whole Fanatics brand. Everything about it is that way. Whatnot is more of a community type thing, a little less under one logo kind of situation.
Yeah.
And just in the, I haven't done a ton of it, but I've done a little. And I got a list of some names here that, had some success so far in the Whatnot sphere, if you will. One of them is Joe Hollywood, and I think he's probably one of the biggest Whatnot guys. And I actually checked out a YouTube interview with him on one of the channels that does that kind of stuff. And basically, from what I understand from his story, is he collected cards. He just obtained a ton of cards, and him and his wife and his kid moved into a new house. And here's this room full of cards, and she goes, "You got to get rid of them. You got to get them out of here." So with the invention of the internet and of Whatnot and stuff, he jumps on there, and so he starts selling cards. And my understanding is he sold cards for pennies on the dollar, including like a Jordan card that some dude bought for like $1,000 and resold it on eBay for like 20 grand, because he just didn't know the values of his cards at that time.
Apparently not.
So yeah, he's like, but that was part of the experience of learning how to do it. But you know what? Now he's got over 180,000 followers on Whatnot.
Okay.
And that is a ton. That is a number that I could not find anybody else that got near it. So, that's kind of, I got to give him some respect. Ricky Henderson is his favorite baseball player of all time.
Hey, I respect him already. Absolutely.
Right?
See the hat, baby.
He's from New York though, which is, he said when Ricky was on the Yankees, he was a big fan.
Okay.
So, but so he was one of the guys. He's a guy named Big Earn Breaks. Got 10,000 followers on Whatnot. You got Beast of Bearden, who apparently was pretty big on Whatnot, but recently just left. Apparently he's not liking the chaos that is happening on there. I haven't had enough time to really research all of that. But now he's went to selling and streaming on Facebook and Instagram. So he apparently has some issue with Whatnot and the people on Whatnot, and he wants to sell a lower end product. So kind of stuff we talk about probably more. So the lower end card stuff. So it's affordable for people. And he decided to walk away from Whatnot and start a new, venture out on the Instagram, Facebook world.
It sounds like it would be very efficient and profitable for him if he's got all the followers and they all come with him. I mean, what's the problem there? And
who knows? Maybe the fees, the shipping, all that stuff is cheaper running through him that way. I'm not sure. Another guy on there, Sports Cards for Everett. See, you went the same place I did. You were thinking about Squints Palladorus.
My man.
Nothing better than the Sandlot. Yeah, that's a great movie. Then you got Dad Sports Cards. I think he also goes by the Sports Card Dad. I haven't watched his stream on Whatnot.
I have heard of him before.
Yeah, he's got like 18,000 followers on Whatnot, but he's also a pretty popular YouTuber, I think. Real informative guy. Talks a lot about the hobby and just, things that, are worth looking into. I've looked at some of his stuff for some of our past things, getting some informative information about PSA and different subjects, because I cruise all over the place looking for those, answers to our questions that you and I have. Maniac Sports Cards, 2,000 followers. And then I had to throw in a couple guys that weren't sports card related. And they're guys that I follow on YouTube. I don't necessarily do their Whatnot streams. PokeRev, who is, as far as I know, the biggest Pokemon YouTuber. The guy has 3 million subscribers on YouTube.
So you're telling me I should go check him out to get some research?
If you wanted some Poke knowledge, that's kind of the place I would head.
Knowledge.
Poke knowledge. That's what I'm calling it.
All right.
But yeah, he's interesting because he does break a lot on the air there, but I don't believe it's necessarily paid for by anybody. I think it's just he's made so much money with YouTube that he can just buy and buy and buy and buy.
Wow.
So he's pretty cool. He's fun to watch. He's entertaining. And then the other guy that I put on there is a product that we really haven't talked about much on the show, but Yu-Gi-Oh, which was obviously a cartoon back in the early 2000s, I believe. And there's a guy named Ruxin34 who I follow. I've tried watching some other guys on YouTube, but I just don't really care for their delivery. This guy's more chill, kind of, and he's a Whatnot guy. He's got like 24,000 followers. So, I mean, he's bigger than every other person except Joe Hollywood out of the list we named earlier. So obviously there's a market for Yu-Gi-Oh.
I mean, you mentioned his delivery is just like the way he goes about his videos.
He's got a mix of opening, like breaking cards and opening them, packs and whatnot. But he also talks about the gameplay itself, and he'll do like random playing against other guys that are YouTubers. And I think he plays in the tournament circuit too. But he's got 284,000 followers on YouTube. So that's pretty good. It's a pretty solid amount of people watching that product. He's just more of I just think he's, I don't know, vocally more pleasing to the ear than some of the other guys are.
It's a huge thing, man. You know me and my audio. I will refuse to put something out if it doesn't meet my standards.
Yeah, and honestly, I actually emailed him earlier today to see if he'd actually be on the show.
There you go.
I'm swinging for the fences. I'm going for big names, man.
Reach for the stars, man. One day you just might grab one, buddy. So this breaking, how do you feel like it compares to traditional, breaking methods?
I mean,
live breaking, I should say.
So I think realistically, the best, like I said, I don't have a ton of experience in this world, but from what I do have, you go to your local card shop and, a box of cards is $250. Well, typically I don't have $250 to spend on cards, but if I watch a break of that same type of product and I buy into a team, like you saw earlier in our Crack That Pack segment, I have a shot at getting at least some players out of that box that I normally would not be able to get access to. So I think there's some thing to it. And I think your experience with it was more so bidding on individual cards, which happens a lot in Whatnot.
Yeah. So I was, everything I was checked. So I did see a couple, pack breaks, right? Mm-hmm. But the guys weren't really moving very fast, I guess. I was just trying to get a feel for what was going on. Nothing was really happening during the live. There was people in there, but it was just kind of a camera on a wall at the moment. So I went along and I kind of went to a few of the bigger followed pages that it just suggested for me and kind of jumped on. But there was like 900 people in the room, right? And you're just watching these 10-second breaks. 10 seconds. He puts a card up there. It takes about 10 seconds for everybody to bid on it. You just watch that price just climb. It's super fast. And you got to almost be, I'd say, lucky to be the last one to bid on it if the price gets that high and you really, really want the card. And you almost have to have a string of luck to swipe a little bit right there, because that's all you do is swipe when you bid. And I saw some cards just they boosted up super quick. Some were just kind of dead in the water, man. You get a PSA graded card for like $12 if you get the right card at the right time, kind of thing is what I've kind of noticed.
So let me ask you this: does it feel a little bit like being at a crap stable?
Very much so. Or it just feels like you're at a soup kitchen with a bunch of bums and everybody's just like, they just throw the food out there. It's like, go get it, right? Like, see how many people just
Okay,
start grabbing
okay.
stuff. That's what I got the feeling of. It's like, grab and go, baby, as fast as you can.
Yeah, I always, one of the things that, I've read could be a disadvantage to this kind of world is your impulse driven buying. You're like, oh my gosh, everybody's bidding. I got to get in. I got to get in. You know what I mean? It's like trying to wait for double dutch. You're like, here we go. Like, go back to Eddie Murphy. I'm in. Oh, you're excited.
Yeah.
Or no, it's Chris Rock. Sorry. My bad.
No,
Got to get
you're
my
good.
comedians right. But,
Um, yeah, I mean,
you know,
I found it kind of exciting. Yes.
right.
Like you're saying, yeah, but it's like, dude, if I don't get in now, I'm not going to get it. Even if you do get in now, you're still probably not going to get it. So I ended up bidding on a couple cards.
Hmm.
I think I won one. Like I think I bid like 4 or 5 just to see, like, hey, what the hell? I'll throw $15 on the wall, see if something sticks, see if I can get something for
Yeah.
the show to talk about. I won one card. Okay, it was a cool card. It's a Lad McConkey like pink optic rookie card. Really, it's a
Okay.
pretty cool card, right? I'm like, oh, sweet, okay.
Right.
Um, there might have been another one in there that I won, and I wasn't sure. I can't remember what it was, but you told me, right? Like, hey, look at the email. The email didn't even tell me what it was, man. So I guess I'm
Yeah.
rolling the dice here, and I'm gonna get something in the mail. Let's see what it is. Maybe we'll save it for crack that pack or something, and we'll just crack
Yeah.
that open. But we'll have to see. But that's the part I didn't like was it's not very well informative.
So, yeah. So here with I can't speak to Whatnot because it's been a while since I've done a Whatnot of any kind. But on Fanatics, what happened is when I bought into the team on these things, and there was bids. I'm still waiting on some cards from another auction I got into. The second that I won a team, I got an email from Fanatics saying you are in on this. Here's how much it costs. And then after the fact, it said watch replay, so you could actually watch the replay of your
yes,
product that
yes,
you ended up winning,
okay.
as long as you know who your team is that you won.
Now, I had the same thing. They gave me like a snap video, basically, of when I won the
Hmm.
auction, right? So I
Right.
went back and watched it, and I was like, okay, now I remember the card that I bid on, but like that still didn't tell me there was nothing in there to tell me that was the card that I got. So that's a little
Gotcha.
bit iffy, and you have to put trust in, I guess, the guy breaking it, the guy selling it to you, the guy sending it to you.
Right.
You're gonna have to put a lot of trust in that.
Eh,
If they don't come through, would you take legal action against?
I think you can deal with Whatnot or Fanatics directly with the parent company and say, hey man, I won this thing. This guy's not following through, or this person. Um, you know, I I have a theory. Like you said, you were in streams that had like 900 people in them.
Yeah, there was a lot. I didn't
I
like that at
bel
all.
I actually the ones that I did was with a group called Breaking Bad, um, and
Clever.
there was like 15 to 20 in every one of the breaks. And so with that small number, you had a better chance of actually getting some wins of teams. And I mean, I never paid more than $5 to get in on any of the heritage stuff that I was in on, just because you didn't have to,
Right.
because out of the 15 people, probably only 5 to 10 of them are actually watching at that moment, because they also do giveaways. And I'm not sure if the one you watched did giveaways or not.
Yeah, there was a little giveaway thing. I think I entered. You just click the
Yeah,
top and
follow, and
yeah,
then
follow and
you
enter
enter in the
giveaway.
giveaway.
Yeah, I didn't win anything on the giveaway. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Um,
So, but yeah, I mean and then on top of that, you got a $15 credit on Whatnot, right? Because I sent you that link. Or did you ever get that
I didn't even get to use it because I signed up before you sent it to me.
prior?
Yeah, so it's all
There's
good. It
also
is what it is.
on Fanatics, they gave me a $25 freebie for joining Fanatics,
Nice.
and so they do give you a better boost on that end of things. I do find that maybe the product's a bit higher on Fanatics
Let's
than on
see if I can
Whatnot.
take advantage of that. I'll try to sign up for Fanatics and I'll let you know.
Yeah, yeah. So
All right. So, Bird, why don't you tell me some of these advantages to this card breaking opposed to, randomly trying to pull something out of a hat, so to speak?
Well, I mean, realistically, like we talked about the craps table earlier, where you're there, even though you're not the one necessarily winning money, it's still fun to be at the table when people are winning.
Sure.
Everybody's hooting and hollering. If you see somebody get a one of what auto while you're in watching a break, you're going to be like, damn, I wish that was me, but that's pretty cool that person won a one of one auto. You know what I mean? There's some excitement wrapped into it. Obviously, you've got audiences that are just built in. They can go directly into it. You have people that are there, and you have early access, it seems like, to product. So you get to see some of the products that are coming out before you buy, so you don't just go to your store and be like, oh, I'll take that, and you haven't seen it. So you don't know what's in it. So you don't know if you like it, if you don't like it. Obviously I talked about lower price points for getting into products. If it was like, I think Immaculate just came out or something, and it's like, or one of the, I don't remember the products off the top of my head that were just came out, but one of them I heard today was, $1,800 for like 8 cards. You know what I mean? Like, can't afford to get into that.
No.
But if, you get into a break for $100, maybe, you end up with something incredible. Who knows?
That I could roll the dice with, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I'm not about just throwing tons of money on the table and be like, cash me out, baby, let's go. No, I need to see some value in that. And I'm down to spend a little to risk to get a lot, but I'm not down to spend a lot to risk to get too little. I'm just not about that game. So
yeah.
I think that would be some of the advantages. At least you're getting a card that you know is there right off the bat. You're not sifting through a bunch of base cards and inserts that you don't want. You're going right for what you want. And it's just, I think that's almost maybe more worth it if you're chasing somebody you like, and go get it. Go get it. Go to a break. Go get it. Screw sitting there opening a bunch of card packs and wishing you could get it. Go get it.
Yeah.
What about some of the disadvantages to these live breaks?
I mean, you said it yourself, man. You started bidding against people, and all of a sudden that price range just through the roof, man.
Yeah, and I stopped swiping really quick.
And then, but if you swipe at the wrong time, thinking, oh, this thing's going to keep going up, and then it doesn't, now you're stuck paying $20 for a card that's worth 10 because you're like, oh, I'm in, and you're just feeling it, and you're like, I didn't even research whether this card is worth $20. You're just like, I'm in. Who knows?
Well, if it's graded, and you're getting it for less than $25, I feel like that's a steal already.
Well, maybe, because that card even graded might not be worth $25.
Sure.
Which
I'm not gonna bet on like a 4 of something. That's gonna. They probably wouldn't even throw something like that up there because they know somebody's just not gonna go. For that.
But I'm talking about even like a 9. I had this conversation this weekend. I sat in the card shop for like 2 hours this weekend, just talking about random stuff and just absorbing people as they were coming in and doing things. And, it's weird to think that you grade your card, it costs $25 to grade a card. And even if it comes back at 10, that card might not be worth $25. And it's just like, how could it not be if you already put the value of the card in? You know what I mean? And it's crazy to think that, I graded this card through PSA or whatever. I paid $25, or even if you send it in a value and you paid $20, you're like, okay, I paid $20. This card should be worth at least $20 because it's got the slab on it already.
Anything with a slab, should be at least worth what you paid to get the slab put on it. That's right. That's the way I feel anyway. Whatever.
Yeah,
if you can get it cheaper, that's kind of something to look at with that, right? That's something there. Yeah. There's something there to tap into.
Yeah, it's different for sure. It's really, we've talked about this. Grading is very personal, and if you think it's worth it, then it's worth it. And that's really the important part.
That's right. If I can stick it up on a case on my wall and I like the way it looks, it's worth it to me.
Right. Yeah, and you brought it up earlier a little bit. Another disadvantage is like trusting that these people are actually going to send you your product and that they're going to take good care of it before, I've definitely watched some breakers that are like fumbling cards and dropping them. And I'm like, and it's not on, I know you can relate to that.
Oh, boy,
I know you can relate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Butterfinger JT over here.
Yeah. But you never know. You never know. And also, there's definitely some delays in getting. Like I'm still waiting on some cards that were cracked. Like they haven't even been shipped yet, and it's been 6 days.
I get my shipping notification at least already. So these guys are on the ball. Whoever I got the 2 cards from. One being the Lad McConkey, one being the big question mark. So we'll figure that out later. Do you think this is the future of the card collecting market? Do you think more people will kind of venture this way opposed to buying a bunch of boxes and sitting there cracking them? I mean, I do love the feeling of cracking a box and opening packs. It gives me
I would like
pleasure.
to say that the local card shop's going to suffer because of this. I'll tell you what, I spend a lot of time at them just hanging out. And they're always busy. There's always people coming in and out of. I mean, it's not like crazy where there's 30 people or something, but I mean a pretty constant flow of people coming in and out of the stores. I think our ADD version of a nation right now, since they have no attention span, this is much more their speed, where they get instant gratification within seconds. They don't have to drive somewhere to do it because people are lazy.
It's fast too. I mean,
it is.
It definitely caters to the now personality of people and their attention spans. Right. For sure. So Whatnot looks like Instagram with like a bid bar. That's basically what it looks like to me.
It's funny. It reminds me. My kids played Roblox. Do you know what Roblox is? Have you heard of that?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so they played Roblox.
That not hip, bro. Come on.
You haven't had a young kid in a minute, so I wanted to check.
True.
But like you went on to Roblox and there's all these different things, and you just go, I pick this game now, and then I'm bored with this game, then I move on to this game, and it's like one of those things where there's just so many options. It's like a smorgasbord of card opening, And when I was using Whatnot, it was for Pokemon. I didn't do any sport card really on that. Okay. And Pokemon is huge on Whatnot. Not as big on Fanatics because Fanatics obviously doesn't make Pokemon.
Right.
So, if you're looking Pokemon or trading card games, Whatnot's probably the place you want to be. Fanatics, definitely heavy on the sports cards, and there's a few other things in there, but sports cards is kind of their niche or whatever you want to say. Right.
Roger that. Yeah. Yeah. I actually kind of searched out some Marvel cards because I'm more into that than I'd say Pokemon. That's for sure. I know a lot more about Marvel. Was into comic books as a kid. Definitely found some Marvel breaks that were happening. Not a whole lot of people in those rooms, though. The most I saw was about 40 people in a room, and I'm like, well, maybe I could get something good. The pace of it was much slower, too. Much slower. It was more of a guy sitting there talking about Bucky Barnes and his arm in Wakanda, like, dude, drop a card, bro. Drop a card. Let's see what you got. I'm trying to see what's going on here, but, hey, it is what it is. It's their page. You can do what they want. I was trying to find myself some Marvel cards, man. Come on.
Did he only have one arm?
I bet he wished he had another. Well,
he's all bionic.
I'm not going into that, bro. No.
I was just asking.
That could have got real nasty.
I was just asking a simple question. I wasn't trying to be offensive. I just wondered if his obsession with Bucky was the lack of an arm.
I didn't stick around long enough to find out, my friend. I'm so sorry.
All right. I just want to make sure you were making fun of somebody for only having one arm trying to break packs open. He's like using his teeth, and you're like, this guy sucks.
Well, if you guys are questioning any of our opinions here, do your own research. Jump on Whatnot. Jump on Fanatics Live. See if you can get something good. Let us know. We'd love to see what you pulled from there, what you got in your stacks. From these live breaks. If you're someone that's interested in that and you want to talk more about it, DM us, email us. You know where to find us. Cards on Blast, baby. Bird, I know you teased it a little earlier. All right? Okay.
Oh.
Okay. We're going to find out what. What are we looking for?
I'm looking for what's in my stack.
What's in the stack?
And now, time for What You Got in the Stack.
And he's all ready for this. He's like jazzed about it right now too.
I bought way too much product this week.
Nothing wrong with that, man, unless the wife says it's too much.
Don't ask that question.
He didn't answer that one, that's for sure.
We're not going to talk about it. It's like Bruno. We don't talk about it.
We love it.
Yeah, I bought her some packs to make her feel better about it, even though she doesn't really want them. I was like,
Yeah,
I want
right.
you to open these.
I'll take them off her hands, baby.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Bird. Let's see what you got in the stack for today, my friend.
All right, so we talked about it earlier, and Topps Resurgence Football came out, and I'm kind of a football guy. I like football, and so I decided to pick up a blaster box of football of the Resurgence. There are 32 cards in a box. I have the box here, and looks like that. And the best I can describe it is
so no licensing on that, right? I think
that is correct.
Resurgence.
There's no licensing on this. You get 2 exclusive parallels per box, 4 cards per pack, 8 packs per box. It's a mix of old and new players. You get a lot of older people and a lot of rookies in this. It feels a little bit like
when they don't have the licenses, that's what they'll do.
And it feels a little bit like Rookies and Stars for the basketball product, where you get the really big names and then you get the new guys. So I'm going to kind of show you the base product here on the screen. But I picked a guy that I really enjoyed watching play ball, and that is Mr. Jerry Rice.
Ooh.
So that is the base of that product.
Nice looking cards. The GOAT.
They're
Jerry.
actually,
the
yeah,
GOAT.
he's pretty much the man.
Mm-hmm.
Now they have another. I don't know the name of all the products, but we'll stick with the same team, even though I'm not really a Niners fan. And we'll show you a rookie on a different version of what kind of looks like a base, but it's kind of designed different. This is Ricky Pearsall, Mr. Take a shot and come back and play. So
right within like 5 months, this guy's back on the field. What a gangster!
So that's like an off brand of the base product. Pretty cool, I think. I think they're good looking cards, even though they're non-licensed. They would be cooler if they were licensed. But what are you gonna do? So also there's like this kind of refractorish type look to it. And I have this Cameron Kinchins. He's a rookie for the Los Angeles Chargers, I believe. And it's got kind of a different finish on the outside of the product. I'm not sure how much you can see it online there. But it's got
you gotta
kind
hold
of
it to the camera and not on the side of the camera.
I know, my bad.
There
you go. Sorry.
I can see it now. That's
I
nice.
got short.
Those are nice cards, man.
I got short arms, man. It's what I'd have to live with my whole life.
Tyrannosaurus Rex disease.
It is. I have a huge head and tiny arms. It's really rough.
Good luck scratching your balls.
They're not that short. They're not that short. I'm not that old that they're sagging that far. So, all right. So here's some of the insert stuff. Well done, sir. Thank you. Appreciate that. All right. So we got a product called the Conductors, and this is a Terry Bradshaw. And so that's what that kind of looks like.
That's pretty cool.
Little lightning action, little like power line situation. Looks like a lot of this stuff is kind of lightning based or electricity based, because we have a Troy Franklin rookie card, wide receiver for the Broncos, and this card's called the Circuit Breakers. And so that's what that kind of looks like.
Yeah, really good looking cards. Yeah, those are cool.
Yeah, I mean they got some cool
designs.
looking inserts for sure. And then here's another one, and this is my favorite guy in the whole world, Mr. Jermaine Burton, wide receiver for the Cincinnati Bengals, and this is called a Voltaic, and so that's what that looks like. It's kind of a different, and then the back of the card actually has like a your speedometer almost.
Yeah.
An odometer, if you will. All right, so now we get into the inserts that I actually really kind of like on these, and I'm not sure if they're considered inserts or if they're considered, the what are they called, parallels. But this one here is a Terrell Owens from the Philadelphia Eagles days, and it's called Glimmer and Gleam. That's
a nice looking card. I think, you know what? Where did I see that? I could have swore I just saw somebody break a pack of those and get one of those glimmering
Yeah.
cards. I think it was Kurt Warner or something he pulled though, but it looked just like that. Pretty cool.
Well, it is funny that you said Kurt Warner, because this next card I'm bringing up here is Kurt Warner.
I just
And
feel it from the heavens, baby.
And it's kind of a pink, kind of lightning-ish.
Wow,
So you can see.
All these look like refractors or something, but it's probably just their brand. Or their
Not
way they
numbered
do
or
their
anything. And then here's kind of the reverse of that. A Graham Burton rookie card from Tampa Bay. He's a center. And this is like kind of the reverse of that pink. It's got the blue with more of the pink outlining.
They're really cool.
And so that was cool. And then the best one that I pulled out of the whole thing was an A.J. Barner rookie tight end from Seattle and numbered to 249. And this is kind of what that guy looks like. And it's kind of a teal.
Whoa. Something about teal cards, man. They really pop.
I know they do pop really well.
That's
So
a really cool card.
that was kind of my experience getting into the Resurgence Football. And
I've seen
thought
those. I
that'd be
might have
fun.
to pick some up now. Those are pretty cool looking.
And the blasters run about $35, so it's not like crazy expensive. I've really kind of digging the Resurgence. I enjoyed the Phoenix football that just came out. So I had awful luck with Donruss Optic in 2 packs. I opened those, but that's fine.
Yeah, those are. They got some good cards in those Donruss Optic, but tough to find, man. I've never had any luck in there either. I'm actually going a little off the tracks today. We're not going with a sports card. Yes, JT has other interests, people. Okay. But I did just pick this up. Actually got it on eBay because it was already graded. It's a near mint 8, so not the greatest that you can do. But I swear I used to have this card somewhere, and as good as I did at saving my stuff, I don't remember where the hell this one is, or if I don't know. But it is a 1992 Marvel Universe Wolverine hologram card. I don't know if you can see that hologram gleam in there, Bird.
That is way better grading than mine got. I have that same card in a 5, I think.
Ooh, in a 5. Was that your own card?
That was my own card
Okay.
from when I was a kid.
Hey,
Yeah.
doing a 5 on that's not bad when you've had it for 30 years plus. It's not bad.
That's from the 1992 set, correct?
1992 Marvel Universe. Yes, sir. Yep.
Yeah, I have that. I have that one. I have the Thing in the hologram of that, and I also have Ghost Rider.
Yeah, so it looks like it was manufactured by Impact. Marvel 1992. But
Yeah.
I love Wolverine. He's probably my favorite character in Marvel for sure. He kicks ass. He's gritty. He's raw. He doesn't give a damn, and he'll slice you up. So I had to give me some hologram love there on the graded PSA 8. I'll take an 8. I think an 8 is a great card.
Yeah, you know what? It's a card that you enjoy, so that's really all that matters. So
Yeah, absolutely. And this is going on the freaking wall right back here, baby. I'm going to get a display case. Should be getting some other cards back that I got graded. We'll share those when I get them. But, I think we're going to just go ahead and share our card pulls of the week, even though Bird might have splurged. Did you splurge too much? You still got a card pull.
I might have splurged a little bit with that numbered.
Look out.
But that's okay. You know what? I have a card pull of the week that I'm gonna give you. So it's gonna blow your mind. I know.
All right. Well, let's do it.
And now it's time for Card Pull of the Week.
So, I think I had told you I got a box of the Topps Series 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was from 2022.
Mm-hmm.
It was a retail box, so I got some okay stuff out of there. No autos, but I did get this cool memorabilia card, and it's a throwback for the 35th year anniversary, right? 35 years prior to 2002. What is that? 1987? Yeah, 1987. Topps. It's an all-star baseball relic card, kind of memorial. Check that out, Bird. Ozzie Smith, memorabilia.
Oh, relic,
Got a
nice.
relic, piece of the bat there. Of course, it says, this is not used in a game or anything. So it is what it is. I still think it's a pretty cool card. I did have a lot of these 87 Topps cards somewhere.
I think it's a very cool card. I was a big fan of Ozzy back in the day. He was a lot of fun to watch play.
Yeah, and it's numbered. It's of 199, so limited in number of these relics here.
Right.
But yeah, Ozzy was the man, backflipping. He was just like the ultimate shortstop, dude. Guy was just the defensive monster out there. Love me some Ozzy.
Well, that I have to say, your card pull of the week definitely better than mine. I'm gonna blow your mind right now. Okay.
Okay.
I bought some Absolute Football 2024.
Oh.
Yeah, and don't mess with it because we're going stargazing with Jermaine Burton, my favorite football player right now.
Wow.
I'm just kidding. It's not my card pull of the week. I just want to mess with you.
I was like, who the hell is Jermaine Burton first and foremost?
So my kid actually, I told you, he's the one that's just like Lou Dort. That's the same Lou Dort guy. But since we made that earlier, I thought I'd pull that out for fun.
Yeah, way to bust my chops there and my balls at the same time.
I'm here for you, buddy. But my kid actually played a game at the local card shop where you put $20 into it, and you get to draw 3 chips out of a bag, and there's a case that has corresponding numbers to it. So you get, it's kind of a game of chance. It's like pulling out Scrabble tiles, almost. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a crapshoot.
It is, and if you get the right number with a chip on it, you actually get to spin a wheel on the back, and that gives you more prizes.
There you go.
But he did not get that. But I thought this card was pretty cool, and it is a Chris Paul, and it's a Phoenix product. But I thought this was a pretty cool Chris Paul card. It's not numbered or anything, but I just like the card.
Yeah, very colorful.
And since I probably overpaid for it during that game, I figured I might as well show it off.
And that's Chris Paul in a Warriors uniform, right?
It is Chris Paul in a Warriors uniform.
He's had a lot of different uniforms these days.
He has had quite a few, yeah.
Yeah, he might even get one more. I did have some breaking news. Did you see this? And it just happened a little while ago. And I know we're not like live or anything, but did you see who got the number 1 pick in the NBA draft?
I did not.
You didn't see?
No.
Who made the biggest, dumbest trade this year?
Who made there's a lot of people that made big dumb trades, but the Dallas Mavericks?
The Dallas Mavericks.
You're
telling me now I'm going to hear all these conspiracy theories I bet are going to start coming out, how Adam Silver handed him Cooper Flag, man. I got this weird feeling that there's something to do with this Luka deal. We'll probably never find out because they would never let that get out. But I really think there's a conspiracy behind this entire thing. I really do.
Well, I mean, between that and Derek Carr retiring for the New Orleans Saints, calling it a day and putting them in the Archie Manning sweepstakes for next year.
Yep.
So, because they're going to be awful. They're going to be awful with 3 different quarterbacks, and everybody's up for it. I'm like, oh, okay, that's going to work out well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, rough, man, rough.
Yeah, it's been a crazy week here, and we'll continue to give you the coverage you asked for on Cards on Blast. What a catch right there. Attaboy, JT.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for listening to the show. Hope you learned something about breaks. Hope you get out there and check them out yourself. Follow us on social media. All our socials are right there on the screen. There's no excuses anymore, people. No excuses. We want you to comment. We want you to like. We want you to subscribe. Share with your friends. Get them into Cards on Blast. Why not?
Definitely.
What socials can they find us on, Bird? Come on. Let them know, man.
Oh, well, I mean, obviously we got the Instagram, we got the X. And then if you're wanting to listen to us, of course, YouTube's the best way because you get to see our lovely faces every week and see our reactions to all this information. But, you also can find us on Amazon Music. You can find us on Apple Music and on Spotify. Come check us out. Leave comments, leave questions. We'd love to address some user, some not user, but followers, questions that you want answered on the show, things that are on your mind. Talk to us. Let us know. If you want to be a guest, let us know. Speaking of guests, next week we should have another guest going. We're going to talk about Pokemon a little bit. Just an intro episode to Pokemon. Nothing too crazy, but an intro. And we're going to have
sounds like
my friend.
Exactly what I need, sir.
and we are going to have my friend Isabella and potentially her fiance Jace, excuse me, on the show talking about Pokemon, their journey into it, and things that they've found along the way.
Nice. Well, I'm dipping my toe in the pool, seeing how cold it is. Maybe I'll just have to jump head first into the deep end, huh? But
Yikes.
Thanks for joining us on Cards on Blast today, episode number 7. Hey, have a great week. We'll see you next week.
See y'all.
Okay. All right. No, seriously. I think I'm done. Woo, I think we're done. I think that's good.
You finished?
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over. What the f*** are we gonna do now? What are we gonna do?
Maybe we could build a fire, sing a couple of songs, huh? Why don't we try that?